Janelle has gone to make copies of those board appointment, committee appointments.
Bear with us for a few minutes.
But
Anyone can do this.
when we convened this regular board meeting, we went into our, I guess you want to call it an executive meeting, at 1:15. We started on 5:24. We convened at 3:40. The actual meeting,
We recessed it,
recessed it,
finished our,
the executive. And we are coming back into our regular session at 4:06. And I guess we can go ahead and do our board appointments.
No, we should do the members first.
well, but she's going to
Difference
print them.
doesn't make.
No,
The board doesn't really
Right.
make any difference over the committees, you just need the names on the committees. So, I guess we have Recreation Committee. Somebody want to nominate somebody for the Recreation Committee? For a board member to represent?
I didn't think, yeah, okay, we should.
It's a board appointed committee.
They're off for the summer.
Yeah, they're out for the summer, but that doesn't mean,
So that means we won't have.
Do they meet, they just meet during summer, or when?
Well,
They're not.
well, they're meeting now. They meet now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they meet once a month.
They're meeting right now, right? Y'all are on the Recreation Committee. And I believe they're wanting to add Steve and Phyllis Giblin to that committee.
Right.
If my memory serves me right.
Right, that was the two people they wanted.
But, do we need a board member on that committee? It is a board appointed committee.
Well, that's what it says for everything. Yes, the board, should be a board member. But what I was saying is we don't have enough board members
You all right
for all
with the
committees.
We've got
We have more
board,
than five.
we
You
have
never-
golf.
I don't remember, I've been on the board.
Which one did we
I
talk
don't
about?
remember a board.
For the recreation.
Well,
Oh.
there used to be.
17.
According to Janelle, it used to be, before that, there was one representing all of them.
Not 7.
But they.
No, 17
Number
on this
8.
list.
Yeah. Strip them down to 8 or
Yes.
8.
For everybody out there in the audience, a board appointed committee, whenever somebody goes onto a board, that is onto a committee that is board appointed, that means that usually there is a board member that attends those meetings. Like the golf
If at
committee,
all.
I think
As an
last year was
advisory.
Larry Farlow, I've been filling in on the golf.
Like as an advisor.
Yes, for questions or advisor to take the stuff to the other board members is what they're for. Thank you. So we have, the Recreation Committee is a board-appointed committee. The Golf Committee is a board-appointed committee. The RV Park is a board-appointed committee. And then the Preservation, Historic Preservation Building is, it's not really appointed though on that one.
And we don't need it because we have 2 board members.
But the committee itself is trying to come up with some terms on that committee because when it was formed 5 years ago, they did not set no terms on that committee. So the committee itself is trying to come up with some term limits on that committee, which will be forthcoming in the future. Is that all board appointed committees? And then there is usually a board representative that sits in on the architectural committee.
Great. So that's 4. We looking at?
That's what we're looking at.
Okay.
Last year when I came onto the board, whoever was on a committee was already there. We did not do this last year when I came on. So I don't know how it's been handled in the past, how they've appointed themselves to the committees that they wanted or did
Just like this, the committee themselves made recommendations, but. who
for the
they-
board appointment.
As far as
For the
board
board
rep?
rep.
Okay, the board just among themselves,
Pick somebody.
as far as the representative on the board.
Okay.
Okay, to cut to the short of some of this, who on the board is on a committee now?
The only one that's been on any committee is,
Lee was.
No.
You know,
well, that's the preservation,
That's a preservation.
historic, that's never been a board
That's
appointed.
not appointed, board appointed. I was in the board.
The board appoints 2 members to that.
To that
Just the
committee.
two
But
board
just 2
members.
But just two
But
members.
they're not, you know, they're just members, they're not, I mean,
okay, that's on the which committee,
The preservation, historic building preservation.
Let's stick to the first one.
so who's gonna be on that?
Right now, Lee and myself are.
Y'all wanna stay on it?
I would like to stay on that committee.
What we're looking towards doing is moving me as a board-appointed person and coming off as a community council person.
Okay, y'all are okay with it though?
I'm fine
Sure.
with that.
Does anybody in the audience have any concerns or questions about that, or this is kind of a haphazard way to do it, but I don't know how to, we gotta get out of it now, so.
The only thing is, if he don't come in as a board rep and stays as a community council rep, then we'll have 3 board members at that meeting, and that's always been a problem with the membership. When you have 3 board members on a committee, then you're opening up for discussions of board stuff, which should not happen.
right.
So if you and Lee get on the Preservation Society, we're all set.
Right.
On preservation, historic.
I move that Debbie Isaacs and Lee Winchell are the board members on the Preservation Society.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Any discussion?
Any members? Any discussion?
No. What's here to discuss? We're just signing you a job.
Okay, point
We
of
have a
order.
motion and a second. We have discussion first and then the vote.
Oh, okay.
The way you want to do it, that's fine.
Well, that's the way it's supposed to be done. There's no point in having
Having discussion after the
vote.
voting.
Right. We're gonna have a
Can't change it.
motion.
Okay.
Second.
Architectural.
And you just did it.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I
okay.
just
You did
done the
board
historic
part.
building. I've got the architectural committee, they meet every Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock, Janelle?
Yes, ma'am.
Generally, yeah.
I also believe that the director of operations normally attends that meeting,
Yes,
but they also like to have a board member there.
yes.
And that one, instead of being a monthly, it is a weekly. And I do not want that, that's Ladies Golf Day.
How mandatory it is it for the board member to be there on every single meeting?
It is.
It's not mandatory on any of the committees.
I may have a hard time making the architectural committee every single time. Throughout the summer, I probably won't, but later on I may have. So with that said, I will volunteer to be on the architectural committee, pending other people's opinions, votes, and motions.
I make a motion that, Roby, since he volunteered to be on the architectural committee, be appointed as board rep to the architectural committee.
Second.
Now I have a motion and a second. Discussion. Any discussion?
No discussion.
No discussion.
All in favor
Yes.
of letting Roby be the architectural rep? Then we have,
Members.
no, recreation committee. Do y'all want somebody to be on the recreation committee as their go-to person if they've got problems that they want to bring to the board?
How often
You may
and
not-
when do they meet?
They meet once a month, usually on a Wednesday?
And where?
They haven't,
Or second year.
They, I don't think they've ever had a,
years ago, they. did.
Years ago,
It's been a
not
number of
years.
years. It's been a number of years since they haven't.
Debbie, they meet the second Wednesday of the month, and then the third Monday is potluck.
That's what I was thinking, second Wednesday.
At 2 o'clock, usually dead on that.
Do you think that they would want a go-to person to represent them?
I think we should designate somebody.
That's my point.
They don't have to be at the meeting, just somebody.
Right, just a go-to person. If y'all wanted to do something before, they could bring it to the rest of the board.
Okay.
A rep would be nice.
I'll do it. I don't have a problem with doing it.
Do you want, are we gonna stay with the
Yeah, I would like to stay with the RV park. I know I'm not well liked, but I'd like to stay with the RV park.
Well, just before that's done, did you hear this?
Did I hear what?
No.
Okay, well, let's, before we go skinning another cat, let's
Yeah.
solve the
Let's
recreation.
hang, all right, let's solve the recreation. You wanna,
I'll do the, what are we meeting?
Lee
Okay,
says
I
he'll
move
do
we nominate
recreation.
Lee Winchell for the recreation committee.
I have a nomination of Lee for recreation.
I second.
Second.
Discussion?
Seconds.
No discussion.
No discussion, all in favor of putting Lee on the recreation committee?
There you go.
And to answer your question, no, I don't want to hear that.
Okay.
There you go.
Golf committee,
Debbie, I know you're awful busy, but you've been on that for how, for
I would like to see Ralph do it.
Ralph? Okay, Ralph, would you be up to doing that?
Yes, yes.
Draw.
I have a motion to make Ralph the golf committee.
I'll second that motion.
I've got a motion and a second. Do I have discussion?
No discussion.
You got nailed.
All, was that a unanimous vote?
Yeah.
RV committee,
I'm nominating Colin to sit on the RV committee, liked or not.
I'll second that.
I've got a motion and a second
Now do you want some discussion?
to put Garland on as the RV rep. Discussion?
It's up to you.
Would it be better if I had 2 board members on there?
Oh, we can do that.
I know there's a problem. There's gonna be a problem. But
Okay, that's,
Well, I'll serve on the R committee with him, if you don't mind, or, I mean, I'll volunteer to do that as well, so.
If
that-
I need your help, I'll give a call.
let me withdraw that first and nominate both of you to alternate as you see fit.
I
In
second.
front of the cameras and everything,
In front of the cameras and
and
everything.
in front of the cameras and everything.
Now, the discussion.
I know
discussion.
that you've been broached to get me off the RV committee. I know that the people don't want me on the RV committee.
Right.
Bottom line is, I've read some of the minutes and stuff. Every time I went to the meeting, anything, and Janelle can back me up on this, anything that was given to me to have the Fort work on, I always brought it to Janelle and said, we need to work on this. My opinion, to the board, to the membership, the board was elected to serve you, and if we let the membership dictate to the board what is gonna happen, then we might as well fold up our books and go home. If they don't like who we get for the DO, or they don't like what we do, and stuff, and we succumb to that type of management or thing, then we might as well fold up our books and go home and get rid of the board. My
Okay,
opinion.
I hear the way you're saying it, I understand, but is there anything wrong with having the two of you?
I just told you if I need help, I'll give you a call.
Okay. That's between the two of you.
Ralph, you got anything to say?
No, I think we probably all need to review what the board member representative on these committees, what their duties are. And I think we're there to listen to them and not do any of their work.
I think that's correct. We're not supposed to really intervene, we're just supposed to be the go-to person for them, correct?
Bring any information to the committee or take any information back. Deb,
No.
you keep this, I don't need that to take.
You had a resolution on the RV part, I mean, on the RV part. He says it's not in here, we can't find it.
What's that?
On the RV park, the resolution.
Well, all of them are the same, right? We're to be only,
Yeah, they're all the same.
We're not-
All each
RV
one
park's not in
separately.
there?
No, there's a resolution on how you're gonna put them there, but as far as their duties, it's all the same for any committee.
There's not a separate resolution as
No.
far as
As
board
far as
rep.
the
right, the board rep does the same thing in every committee.
That's right.
They're merely to just be there as a listening device and a sounding board for that committee to bring their problems or concerns or accolades back to the board of directors.
That's
It's
always
all
been
good.
my understanding.
That's it.
That's it.
So they take no active role in the
Other than saying,
committee.
I will take it over to. the
Normally, you
city
don't
hall.
say a word unless you're asked a question or you have some direct input into what's going on. Okay, got a motion to put Garland and Roby as Garland feels the need. All in favor?
I
We
ain't
can't vote.
He has to take us right.
Pardon?
He won't vote. He didn't vote.
Was there actually a motion to include both of them?
Yes, there was a motion.
Yes, there was.
Maybe I'm confused. Okay, the motion, Mr. Winchell made the motion to put Roby and Garland both on this committee, and Garland would, or submit both of their names for consideration, I guess, and Garland would call on Roby if he needed his assistance.
Right.
That's what I understood it to be.
There wasn't a second.
There wasn't a second?
You didn't
No,
ask
there's
for-
no second.
You didn't ask for a second.
No? That's a second.
Shame on you. I have a motion. Would you read the motion, Janelle?
Okay, Winchell moved to appoint Roby and Garland to the RV committee, with Garland calling on Roby as needed.
Do I have a second to that?
I can second, I was second.
You seconded? I can't-
I'll second. Now we vote.
Okay.
All right, I have a motion and a second to put Garland and Roby on the RV Park Committee. All in favor?
Voted?
We can't vote, right?
Why?
Why can't you?
Oh, we didn't know the other ones.
You can't vote.
Oh, why should-
If you agree with it. Then I can vote.
We are putting Roby and Garland on the RV Park Committee as needed. Roby
Underline it as needed.
with 3 members voting.
Okay, what's next?
Yes.
Okay, who all was in favor of
Ralph,
two and
Roby,
myself.
and Garland.
No, Lee.
Lee,
Lee.
I'm sorry. We have architectural. I guess we're going back up to item number,
On the architect.
we have two members that are declining to serve another year. And we had a vacancy from when Lee Winchell came onto the board that left a position open. We've got the names of Steve Giblin, Chuck
Well, we're all-
Taravella,
Glenn White.
and Glenn White to round out the 5 positions. Also, J.E. Mills on that committee, Eileen Reed, Bill Herman, and Bruce Troutwine. So I need a,
I'll,
Don't forget to
Roland Boyce,
reappoint Russell Knoll and Barbara Dillon.
yeah,
I'll make a motion that we,
hang on, but we're needing reappointment for Russell Knoll and Barbara Dillon,
yeah,
along with Steve Giblin, Chuck Taravella, and Glenn White.
I'll make a motion that we appoint Russell Knoll, Barbara Dillon, Steve Gibbon, Chuck Taravella, Glenn Taravella, and Glenn White to round out the 9 members of the committee.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? 4 members voting. 4. Recreation. I have the names of the reappointment of Rosie Luna, Rosa Shepherd, Jeanette Bollinger, Laura Phillips, and Jack Phillips. And then to add Stephen Phyllis Giblin to round out this 9-member committee.
I move that we reappoint Rosie Luna, Rosa Shepherd, Jeanette Bollinger, Laura Phillips, and Jack Phillips, and also appoint Steve and Phyllis Giblin to the Recreation Committee.
I'll second that motion.
I have a motion and a second to appoint Sherry Holloway, Rosie Luna, Jack Phillips, Jeanette Bollinger, Rosa Shepherd, Laura Phillips, John Griswold, Paula Griswold, that's Miss, and then add Stephen Phyllis Giblin. All in favor? Motion passes, 4 members voting. Then we have the golf committee. That is a 5-member committee. The ones on there right now are Deb Kishler, Sandy Hagan, Larry Isaacs, and Gene Shelton. They've got 1 position open, and they are asking to have Lou Green put on that committee.
I'll make a motion that we appoint Lou Green to the golf committee.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to appoint Lou Green to the golf committee. All in favor? Motion passes, 4 members voting.
I'd like to make a correction if I may.
Yes.
To you Texans down here, Gene Shelton is not on the committee, Gene Sheldon is.
Okay, hang on, let me find you. Gene Sheldon?
Done, right?
Sheldon.
D-O-N.
Gene Sheldon.
No reflection on you Texans, but you got more Sheltons here than you do Sheldons, so.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor? You?
Official time, you have him.
Official time. 4:29. I do want to make one announcement. They interviewed 2 people today. I did not really take place in either one of those interviews. There is one other person that we're going to ask to come in. I don't know what the date of that will be. They couldn't make it today, so that's just pretty much all that was discussed over there earlier. They interviewed 2 people. There's 1 more going to be asked to come in. And as we know the date on that, then I'm sure we'll get it out to everybody.
Could I make a request? I have a little hard time hearing. Some of you I can hear very well, but then some of I can't. Could you turn on the mics? Try to?
I didn't even
Didn't
know.
even think-
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Okay.
uh,
I'll make
I
my.
just didn't think it was
I'll make it known
necessary.
before next time. Thank
I
you.
guess I'm so loud I don't even think about it.
I can hear you. No problem.
We want to thank each and every one of y'all for showing up today. Appreciate you leaving and coming back. One of these days, maybe we need to have the executive first and then let y'all know what time the regular's going to be. Thank you.